This shocking new evidence will help Trump bury the crooked media, and the Dems want it gone. President Trump made waves when he first began calling out major media outlets for their unfounded and biased reporting, but more evidence continues to surface that proves President Trump is right. President Trump speaks on hurricane relief efforts in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico needs a lot of money. I'm going to Puerto Rico on Tuesday. Scheduled trip. It's the earliest I can go because of the first responders, and we don't want to disrupt the relief efforts. We're going through a lot. The mayor of San Juan was very generous and very nice this morning, was thanking us for the great job we've done with FEMA. That we really have. We've worked very, very hard in Puerto Rico. It's very tough because it's an island. In Texas, we can ship the trucks right out there, and we can do. We've gotten A+s on Texas and on Florida, and we will also on Puerto Rico. But the difference is this is an island sitting in the middle of an ocean, and it's a big ocean. It's a very big ocean, and we're doing a really good job. I want to go there. Tuesday seems to be the first time we can do without really disrupting first responders and the efforts that are being made to help people. We have shipped massive amounts of food and water and supplies to Puerto Rico, and we are continuing to do it on an hourly basis. But that island was hit as hard as you could hit. When you see 200-mile-an-hour winds, even Texas didn't have 200-mile-an-hour winds, right? But when you see 200 miles, and even more than that, 200-mile-an-hour winds hitting a place, and literally houses are just demolished. It was like tornadoes. It was like having hundreds of tornadoes, the winds. So we've never seen it. Actually touched down as a Category 5. People have never seen anything like that. And it was dead center. I mean, you couldn't be any more. And don't forget, a week before it got hit by another hurricane. Now that one brushed it, but that did tremendous damage too. So Puerto Rico has tremendous problems with floods and with damage and collapse. We're still looking for people. We're still looking for people. But I'm going to be going there on Tuesday, and I may also stop at the Virgin Islands. The governor there has done a terrific job of, I mean, he's been devastated, but he's done a terrific job, and he's been very generous with what he said about the relief effort. The FEMA folks have worked so hard. We thought after Texas they could take a little bit of a rest. FEMA, what they have done is incredible. So they go from Texas to Florida. They happen to stop at Louisiana in between. And now Puerto Rico gets it. But they've been there and they've been doing a really good job. So I'll be there on Tuesday, and perhaps some of you will be with me. Puerto Rico is very important to me. And Puerto Rico, the people are fantastic people. I grew up in New York, so I know many people from Puerto Rico. I know many Puerto Ricans. And these are great people, and we have to help them. The island is devastated. I mean, some people say, I read this morning, it's literally destroyed. The infrastructure was in bad shape, as you know, in Puerto Rico before the storm, and now, in many cases, it has no infrastructure. So you're really starting from almost scratch. But these are great people. They're wonderful people. They're hardy people. They'll be back. But we're helping them. I mean, I think we're really getting really good marks for the work we're doing. We are literally landing water, food, supplies on an hourly basis. And this is to an airport that has been devastated. We're not talking about runways that are open and, please land your plane right here. These are airports. These runways are devastated and broken. The airports are broken. So those people are very important to all of us. I think I can speak for everybody sitting around this table. So we're working very, very hard on Puerto Rico, and we're also getting tremendous efforts, and we're sending tremendous amounts of supplies to the Virgin Islands.
ABC, CBS, and NBC all decided to ignore the worsening humanitarian crisis in Puerto Rico and instead gave nearly 4 times more coverage to the NFL's disgusting protest. Despite the networks' intention to shine a bright light on Trump, most Americans are fully aware of the devastation recently inflicted by Hurricane Maria. Many families on the island are still struggling to find food and water, and officials say the power for the entire island won't be restored for at least another month. With all that being said, research by the Media Research Center proves the morning and evening news shows on the Big Three broadcast networks focus solely on President Trump's feud with the NFL. Between September 24th and 25th, the network spent 92 minutes of airtime on the battle over whether or not athletes should stand for the national anthem. During the same time frame, they spent just 25 minutes on the devastation in Puerto Rico. Networks thus spent 3.6 times more of their airtime on the NFL spat. ABC News had the worst disparity, spending nearly 53 minutes on the NFL and just about 8 minutes on Puerto Rico at 7-to-1 ratio. Sickening tactics to garner ratings have always been a staple of leftist media, but this goes way over the line. People are lost and dying in Puerto Rico, but anything to bash President Trump will apparently always come first. Don't you think it's time for President Trump to hold all the major networks accountable? Let us know. Absolutely. It's disgraceful. Disgraceful. But yet again, what do you expect from the mainstream media? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.